Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. My name is Eric Hamilton. I'm the principal here, entering my 5th year at Antioch Community High School. It is, on an aside, just amazing to see you. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being willing to learn about what we did today and for being here. It's this past year we realized how much we miss seeing one another. And it is great, just fantastic to see you. So applause to you for coming. Thank you very much for being invested in your child's education. And we'll go through some of our presentation tonight to incorporate you into our Sequoia family as well. One member of our family who is here tonight is from the district office. He's in the back. Dr. Jim McKay, our district superintendent, is here. And some others that are with us, if you could just stand and give a wave when I call you. The Assistant Principal for Student Services, Mr. Scott Leverentz. The Assistant Principal for Curriculum and Instruction, Ms. Jaclyn.orlov. Ms. Pat McWigan, one of our deans, is in the back. Mr. Suley, who is also a parent of a freshman, is also here. Kurt. We also have our athletic director, Ms. Marni.Polakow. And you see two other individuals. One is Ms. Klobnak, who is our activities director. She's also the PE department chair. She's not able to be with us, as well as our special education coordinator, Ms. Leslie Gillengerden. She was not able to join us either. Also in the back is our school resource officer, Courtney Nemeth from Antioch PD. So it is great. It was great to see your children today, your students. It was just a breath of fresh air again into our building. Their excitement, their nerves. I think we did a nice job of welcoming them. One of the things that we emphasized is for us to be together, we are using some mitigations just to make sure that we can continue to be in person throughout this year. And one of those is the masks. The other is we're maintaining 3 feet social distancing in our classes. We are also using some directional hallways, and we have frequent cleaning of the building which occurs. So we're trying to make sure that we're ensuring the safest environment possible so that we can maintain our in-person instruction for the entirety of this year. We don't have any doubt that that will continue. So I'm not saying that to say, hey, we've heard, not at all. We just want to make sure that we're compliant with whatever mandate we receive to make sure that your children are in front of our teachers, because that's how we know they learn best. Because our mission is to inspire passion and discovery in every student. And we do that through instilling respect, responsibility, and pride. And we value that, and we emphasize today that that respect, responsibility, and pride comes through involvement in the school. We know academically, your children do better when they are actively involved. We have done our internal research on achievement of students that are involved in an activity, band, choir, chess club, gamers club, or an athletic, as compared to those that are not. The difference from last year's freshman class, 0.5 GPA points. So as compared to a 2.5 to a 3.0, just by being involved in one activity. Now, there's additional benefit throughout if they're involved in more, but just that fact that being involved in one activity in school for the class that will be sophomores made such a difference, and that is historical for us. So we do encourage your students to become involved. We also will encourage you to become involved, because we know that your support for your students is also the foundation on which our success is built. And our success is such that you'll see the sign out front. U.S. News and World Reports has recognized us as a top high school in Illinois. The State Board of Education has recognized us as a top high school in Illinois. We have the 2019 Early Career Educator of the Year is one of our science teachers. And we have other phenomenal opportunities. I think for our AP participation in dual credit, we had over 300 students earn college credit one way or another, whether it was through taking advanced placement courses, or taking dual credit courses, or taking tech campus courses. So we are providing opportunities for your children to then be ready to go at that next step of their life. And we know, and that message really came through loud and clear last year, for our students to be in person, in front of us, for us to build those relationships, for us to get to know your student better, is really the key to our success. If we as teachers are able to see and be able to monitor and be able to adjust our instruction based upon body language, based upon eyes, based upon commentary from them, or the sound in the classroom, that's the relationships we're talking about. We are emphasizing that as a goal in our building and throughout the district of how do we create a classroom climate that is welcoming to all. Because when you feel welcome, you become involved. When you become involved, you start to expect that success. And then you can take pride in yourself and pride in others. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Jaclyn.orlov, and she'll talk about the freshman schedule and some other information for you. Again, thank you for being here tonight. We'll be available after the presentation for any questions that you have. We prefer it to be individual so that we can talk to you and answer your question, and we'll stay as long as you need tonight. Afterwards, if you want to take a tour of the building, feel free. We'll be here for the long haul with you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So this slide talks about the typical schedule for a freshman. Your freshmen may have some variations in which course they're taking, but all of the students are going to have their English, their math, science, social studies, PE. PE is one semester freshman year, and health is the second semester freshman year. Those are two requirements that are fulfilled in the freshman year. So they may have one or the other each semester. A 25-minute lunch period and study hall, and then your freshman is likely taking either a study hall that's a full period or an elective for a credit or two. We here at ACHS have a cum laude program. The cum laude program is an opportunity for students to demonstrate excellence throughout their 4 years at ACHS. And these are the tenets of cum laude. And what it includes is 26 credits to demonstrate scholarship, 0 suspensions to demonstrate character, 40 hours of volunteerism over the course of 4 years, a 95% attendance rate during their 4 years here, 3 credits of a capstone course, and 4 extracurriculars that they're involved in over the course of 4 years. Many of our students strive for cum laude and earn that distinction at graduation. So if your student's interested in that, we do have a cum laude site on our homepage, and you can use the search bar to find, and all of the information is there for you. This year, we have a new bell schedule. So we have shifted the start time back based on the research and feedback from our community and what science says is best for students. Our bell schedule will start at 8 a.m. for first period, which is a half hour later than before. Our late start will start at 9:20. Late start days are Mondays, and so on those Monday late starts, teachers meet for in-service in the morning, and students come in a little bit later and have an abbreviated schedule. So every Monday is a late start, and every other day is a regular bell schedule. We end at 3:15. That's the new end time. Now, some things that your freshmen have experienced. First, freshman orientation this morning. Your freshmen came through and they did things like pick up their lock for their locker, pick up their Chromebook. Our styluses and cases are still on the way. They are delayed in shipping, so your student will get those once we have them. Also, students got building tours. They heard from our athletics and activities. They got to talk to our senior leaders and our upperclassmen leaders about our building and ask questions. So they got to do that today. And then on Friday, we have our freshman first day. Our freshman first day is from 8 to 11:30. Students will be bused to and from, just like they were today, if you wish. And the students will get to not only have a little more contact with their school counselor, some other school staff, but they'll get to walk through their schedule. And in doing so, they'll have a 15-minute abbreviated schedule where they'll see each of their teachers for 15 minutes, get to meet them, walk the building. And what's nice about this day is it's just freshmen in the building, so they can get familiar before we go full board on Monday the 16th. Oh, and lastly, if you're interested in coming to school, finding your locker, walking on the building, getting yourself oriented, anytime between now and school opening next week, you're welcome. The building is open during school hours. And next is looking at how to support students in having productive habits. So first, our students, we really encourage our students to check their school email. We send a lot of communication through school email, and they're able to find things like the daily announcements, college and career planning information, especially as they get further along in their high school career. If they want to see any of the colleges that come through to speak to our students, they're going to find that information from student services in their email. Reminders, teacher, coach information, depending on how they have notifications turned on, the Google Classroom notifications can go through there. So we really encourage students to check their email. And organization. All of our students have Google Classrooms for all of their classes. So you can expect your student to have access to their classroom materials on Google Classroom and access to their teacher for questions and information. And lastly is to have a consistent and productive workspace at home. So make sure that a student has a space to work. Our students, we know, are very busy and have lots of commitments, but an opportunity to have a quiet space to work at home can help them really kick off high school the right way. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Scott Leverentz, our other assistant principal for student services.
Thank you, Ms. Orlov. And just a quick note for all the families here, we are recording tonight as well. So if there's something you want to come back and check out again later, we will be sharing a quick recording of our presentation this evening that you can reference in the future. I wanted to speak very quickly on some of the opportunities for support for our students and for our families. We suggest and encourage that the first and best point of contact is always the classroom teacher. If something isn't going well, if that grade in one discipline looks a little wonky, right? It was a B+ last week, and that middle part of the B looks like it's missing, and now it says D+, and that's not right. If those are the concerns, right, get in touch with that classroom teacher first and foremost. That person will be able to best explain, speak to the concern, and be able to help address that for you to resolve whatever that situation is. We've got some wonderful academic department chairs in our building. Folks that are able to help you understand the big picture curriculum in each department. Thinking about things like, down the road, senior year, should my student be taking environmental science or should they be taking an AP chemistry course? Things like that you may be interested in, very specific knowledge to a discipline or just a classroom experience throughout the 4 years of that particular discipline. Those are fantastic resources for each of you. And then we also have school counselors. Every student is assigned a school counselor that works with them through all 4 years. We do our best to really build that relationship to be very strong and centered around college and career readiness. Our goal for your students is graduation. That's our first priority, is making sure that they leave with a diploma in 4 years, ready for whatever their future will bring them next. For some folks, that's a 4-year college. For some folks, that's 2 years of community college, followed by some next step beyond that. And for other folks, that's either military service or straight into the workforce. And so we want to make sure that we're supporting your students to reach their college and career goals, not somebody else's college and career goals for them. You, of course, are a huge part of that process of planning and making sure that we are carefully progressing your student towards what you would like them to see have as opportunities beyond high school. And our school counselors are an amazing resource in that regard. They, along with the rest of our student services team, address a number of other aspects as well. So we're here for you when we need to talk about college financial planning and how we're going to afford that, because it's not getting any cheaper, unfortunately. We're here when things aren't going well. If your student is really going through a crisis or a really tough moment in life, and they are looking for support that goes outside of the individual classroom walls, We have our student support teams here to help lean in and make sure that we're wrapping some arms around your student metaphorically and making sure that they are supported and cared for in whatever the circumstances are that they're dealing with, and a whole host of other avenues in which we can work with your students and help support you to feel like ACHS is taking care of you and your student. These are 5 school counselors. If you're not sure which one's assigned to your particular student, you can hop into the Infinite Campus Parent Portal, and there's a tab there for academic planning in which you can see the counselor assigned to your student. They are excellent. We have an incredible team. I'm super proud to get to work with them every day, and they collaborate phenomenally well, where I can assure you that regardless of the school counselor you're assigned, you're going to have a great experience here at ACHS through our counseling department. For folks that have older students, we do try to keep younger siblings grouped with the same school counselor, hopefully to give you that continuity so that you have a relationship with someone to reach out to down the road. So if this is your first sequoia coming in, but you got 3 more little ones to come join us down the road, hopefully we can really build a great relationship where we can know you well and understand your interests and desires for your students and make sure that we honor those here at ACHS. We also really appreciate your engagement and your support. So coming up in a few weeks here, we have back to school night, where we like families to come to school and experience what it is to be a student again for a second, to sample their students' curriculum and their teachers, get to meet those folks firsthand. So a wonderful opportunity for us to have you come visit and see what it is for your students' day-to-day experience. College planning and financial aid nights are in the fall. Those are more geared towards upperclassmen students that are a little closer to the realities of planning for college. However, you certainly are welcome and encouraged to come if you're looking to get a really far head start or just want to hear more about how ACHS supports students in that process. Parent-teacher conferences are the evening of October 7th and the morning of October 8th. We are going to be using a virtual model for those this year. We heard some really positive parent feedback last year when we were pushed to that idea. And they said, look, this is actually way easier for me, right? I would like a conference Friday morning because everyone's booked up Thursday night. But I can't leave work Friday morning. I can ask for a quick break at 9:15 and hop online with them. And so we're going to stick with that virtual model this year. We also found a tool that will hopefully make that experience better for you all by condensing your schedule of appointments to be much more manageable for your time frame while making sure that you're booked with each of the teachers you want to speak with. So we're excited for that to be the best experience it's ever been this year. And if you can keep a lookout, Mr. Hamilton sends a weekly email out with some thoughts and celebrations from every week. And then we also send out a more logistically oriented Sequoia Weekly that includes reminders of upcoming dates, important news for a variety of different grade levels at ACHS, and other matters that pertain to our whole school community. So a couple of great ways to make sure that you're staying aware of kind of how things are going for your student at ACHS. We also really need your support in a couple of regards. One is, please, if you haven't done so yet, hop into that Infinite Campus Parent Portal and complete the online registration process. If you are a returning parent with older students, this should not take more than a few minutes just to verify that we have your correct phone numbers and emergency contacts. Those may seem like things that aren't important, and yet when that moment happens, where we are desperately trying to reach someone on behalf of a student, it really, really helps us to have some excellent and verified numbers that we can reach folks at when we need to talk to someone. And so please, thank you for your help with online registration. Health forms do need to be turned in by September 31st. It's a state mandate that we have to honor and abide by. So if you've not yet gotten us a physical or immunization records for your 9th grader, 9th grade is one of the 2 times in high school where we need your help with health forms. You're off the hook for a couple years after this. We don't need to bother you again in that regard until senior year. And then meningococcal vaccination. I can't even say that word. It's a big one. But you get some time away after 9th grade. If you can please make sure you're reaching out to our attendance office. Phone number's on the website, and we'll share that in that Sequoia Weekly every week. Whenever you have a student that has an absence coming up, really helps us to know that that student is not supposed to be in the building that day versus trying to worry about whether or not an individual is just missing class or if that family does have that student at home with them and we're okay to know that they're safe with their parents and not necessarily expected to be here at school. And then, of course, like Ms. Orlov mentioned, if you can just help us by watching your email, we have a new CHSD 117 app that you're welcome to download. You can search for that in the App Store of Google Play or the Apple App Store. There we try to post some positive information about our students and the successes in our district, as well as any emergency alerts or other aspects that we need to notify families of right away. And then, of course, we have a great website where we like to share the stories of our building and celebrate the successes that we're seeing among our students here as well. We have a belief that Mr. Hamilton spoke to a little minute ago, right? And we think we can support every student to have a great experience here by making sure that we have high expectations for each and every student, but that we're pouring in tons of high support for them as well. So when they struggle, when things aren't going smoothly, we're there to help lift them up and make sure that they know that we care about them and that we're here for them first and foremost, and we're not going to let things go badly for them without our support. And on top of that, right, that's that love piece. That's your love, our love for our students. That's where collectively as a community we get to show these young people that we are here and wrapping around them and helping support them to thrive and be successful through high school. With that, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Ms. Marni.Polakow, our athletic director. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is my first time, so I'm kind of a freshman as well. This is my first year as the athletic director here at Antioch Community High School. So, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Here at Antioch, we offer 24 athletic sports, and I went over all this with your kids today. So, hopefully, some of them came home excited about playing some sports. And with activities, we offer over 35 clubs and the opportunity to start a club if your kid is interested in something that we do not have. So we kind of explain that process to them as well. Mr. Hamilton kind of touched on this earlier. The number of athletics and activities that your child is involved in has a direct correlation to their student GPA. And he kind of mentioned the one activity, but as you see, as it goes up, the GPA also goes up. So that is what we were talking about, getting involved in all the activities, all the clubs, and all the athletics that we offer here at the school. This fall, starting today actually at 3:30, we started our fall sports. I listed those on there. I'm going to also go through the winter and spring sports as well. Today we started boys and girls golf, girls tennis, boys and girls cross country, football, boys soccer, field hockey, girls volleyball, and this year we actually have some interest from 3 freshman girls for girls swimming. So we do provide the opportunity for our swimmers to swim at the regional, sectional, and state level if their numbers qualify. So if you have a swimmer, we don't offer this every year, it just depends on our numbers. And this year we have it, so we're really excited about that because it just provides another opportunity to have our kids represent our school and our community. The other sports that we do offer, I didn't put them up there, but in winter, you know what's not on there? Cheer and dance. Hello. I didn't make the slide. Sorry. Cheer and dance is not on there. Cheer and dance we actually have in the fall and we have in the winter. In the fall, they are sideline sports, and then in the winter is their competitive season. So we will have 2 tryouts for that. So if your child would like to participate in the winter and they're doing a different sport in the fall, they are more than willing to and able to try out for that. So in the winter, we move to boys and girls basketball, wrestling, bowling, gymnastics, and as I said, the competitive season for cheer and dance. And in the spring, baseball, lacrosse, softball, boys tennis, boys and girls track, boys volleyball, and girls soccer. All of this information is on our website, chsd117.org, under the athletics and activities link. And that's a way to find me, it's a way to find Ms. Kim Human and Ms. Mary Soto, who are the administrative assistants in athletics and activities. That's my information. Ms. Klobnak, who's not here, who's the activities director, her information is there as well. And again, if you have any questions or need anything from me, please feel free to reach out. And I'm going to turn it over to Sequoia Pride President, Mr. Matt DiMartini.
Good evening. I'm Matt DiMartini. I'm the president of Sequoia Pride. I have been so for about, a month. It's just starting out. Thank you for that. Well, put that up again, because that's what you get if you become a member. You get a nice seat cushion, along with other things. So I'm going to talk about Sequoia Pride real quickly. First of all, we have a parent booster club, not just for sports. We are for all extracurricular activities in Antioch. So drama department, fine arts department, I think we've sponsored English department ideas. So basically everything to support your kids in getting together and getting that GPA up. And how do we do that? Well, we raise money. We have a major fundraiser we haven't had in 2 years. It's called the main event. It's going to be in March. God willing, we will have it this year. We also have memberships. The memberships this year are going to be 2 levels. One is going to be a Sequoia fan, which is a $50 membership, and you get a bag full of stuff like he got today, a school decal, and $10 off the gift store, the souvenir stand, which is in the Commons, which I suggest you go see, and also you have one down at the stadium during football games. The other level is the Super Sequoia fan for $150. You get the same decal, you get the same bag of goodies, you also get a $30 gift card to the store, but you also get a 4-person pass to all paid events that District 117 offers. So you get to go to the play for free, if your kid's in a play, you get to go to the football games for free, you get to go to the basketball games for free, and this is district-wide, so it's Lakes as well. Correct. So if you have a niece or nephew in the marching band over at Lakes, you get to go see their stuff as well for free. If you don't want to be a member, and I understand why you wouldn't want to do that, we still need help. We are a pure volunteer organization. So please unspam our emails, because you're going to get a lot. And we're going to be looking for people to help not only donate goods, we do put on lunches for the faculty sometimes. We are looking for bottles of water and things along those lines. We are just looking for your time. So we will have plenty of volunteer opportunities for you to come in and really get involved with your kids, because I have a graduate from the school and a junior. And those numbers they put up are 100% correct. Being involved, not just the kid, but your kid seeing you show up really helps them get involved in this school and really betters themselves. So, I don't know who I'm handing this off to. I'm that new. So there you go.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Sequoia Pride. Our Sequoia Pride group has been an unbelievable support to our school. This is my 4th year at ACHS, and I just marvel at the impact they're able to have through their fundraising efforts and through their support for our students. We are fortunate to have a good number of resources here at ACHS, but we can't afford and finance everything ourselves, and the extra effort they put in to make extra opportunities available to kids is phenomenal. So thank you to Matt and the Sequoia Pride team. Our Sequoia Pride store is just down the ramp, out the door in the back left of the auditorium there. Would encourage you to go down there tonight, see if you want to sign up as a volunteer already, or at least check out the really awesome Sequoia swag they got so you can get yourself all ready to go for that first volleyball game or softball tournament in the spring. With that, everyone, thank you for joining us. We will definitely hang around to answer any questions you have. You'll be able to catch Eric, Jaclyn, Marni, and myself right out here in the foyer after this tonight. We'll be able to answer any questions you'd like. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time. Have a lovely evening.